Hello, everybody. Welcome to Sending Ravens. I've got Ashley on the Sending Ravens show.
Hi, guys.
So it's quite exciting. Ashley, of course, is from Deep Dive Fridays. And yeah, we work together. So this is the little space we work in, actually. And in the background, I have Ashley's incredible and magical altar. And she does workshops on altar making, and we're going to talk about that after, and we're going to tell you where to go to find out about how to make your own altar. But let's let Ashley take you through her altar a little bit. Why do you make an altar, Ashley?
Okay, so for me, and I'm going to be dropping a video in the next couple days about doing an altar, which is super convenient. But like for me, building an altar is creating sacred space for yourself. It's a place to literally calm your thoughts, think about life, and then think about what you are bringing into your life, what your intentions are, whether it be money, love, health, all that stuff. So then all this stuff pretty much represents that. It's like what did you call it?
A visual affirmation of things she's calling to herself or thankful for.
And an ancient version. Of a vision board.
Of a vision board,
yeah.
Right? Think about those vision board workshops everybody goes to, right? They're just doing an altar only with a vision board. This is the ancient form of a vision board.
Yeah.
You're calling intention to you and being thankful for what you have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So left to right, pretty much, we've got a plant. I like a living altar. I like to I want to represent life on my altar, because that's why we're here. We all want to be alive, right?
Yeah.
Then we got some candles just to bring in some light, some incense, mainly for smell, but also for intentions. As soon as you light incense, you set a prayer. And then it sets your day, sets the tone for your day. I've got seashells for my travels, so I'm bringing in more travel, which is great. Have a singing bowl to bring in the sound, just chime in from the spirits. Same with the bells. The bells mean the same thing. You want to set your intentions and send them out to the spirits. We have stones, represent money, intuition, and love. Of course, right? It's good stuff. Big crystal in the middle is quartz crystal, so it amplifies all of it. Right? I like that.
Yeah, it's like a big speaker. Everything she wants, that's why she's got her quartz is like a speaker to the universe. So you have to be careful with quartz. You have to program it or make sure whatever it's around is positive energy, because otherwise you're amplifying negativity. So you have to, whatever it's close to, it's going to amplify. Yeah,
and you always want to cleanse your stones. I'm sure everybody's kind of heard something about that. We use smudge here. You can also use sunlight and moonlight and salt water.
Yeah, or sea salt.
Yeah.
And if you have nothing handy, light a candle. Yeah. Or even a match, and energetically pass your things over. Some form of light would work if you're really going sparse with your altar.
Yeah. And then set your intentions. And that's pretty much what an altar is. Yeah.
As you place things on the altar, you have an intention for every single thing. So it's being mindful and present at the same time, and giving yourself permission to just be. Yeah. Right. So it's quite a ritual, right? It's important to clean your altar every once in a while, clear it off and recreate it, right? Yeah. Put that intention back into it and take off anything that's already happened for you that you were calling, and sort of be thankful for that. Oh, this happened. Yeah. Right. Yeah, and there's a couple of beautiful paintings in the background. Okay, this one down at the bottom was painted for me. I actually used to wear my hair really short. You might have to really look at your screen, pull your screen bigger to see that painting. But that was done by Deborah Rowland. And she's an incredible UK psychic, actually, originally from the UK, but I believe she's living in Eastern Canada now.
I think so, yeah.
And her and her partner, her family all lives in Canada now, is what I believe. And wonderful woman. I asked her to paint me the High Priestess, and she made me into the High Priestess. Yeah. It's actually a really good likeness to when she painted it, because I wore my hair exactly like that. Yeah. And she's even got all my rings on the painting. So it's kind of exciting, and I just loved having it. And when we first opened up this little house, and I was doing readings out of the house in person, back when you could do that, right? I had that painting always behind me in the office, so that was fun. And this one Ashley, you want to tell us about that?
So Janine here is a lovely painter, as you can tell.
A rowdy painter.
Yeah. She painted this of me. She was very inspired one day years ago. And we sat down and she just pretty much channeled me and my energy.
I do energy kind of channeling. So when I work with someone, I'm always really inspired by people's energy, various different people's energy. And I just got really inspired and just wanted to express, what I saw in Ashley. And I've done it with lots of different people. And I'm actually going to give myself more time to paint in the future. I even did a whole show once in the Haida Gwaii that was just people I'd met, and I would sit with them, I'd cook them dinner, and then afterwards paint their portrait and then send them on their way. And I did a whole show of these people that inspired me. I'd sort of drag them in off the street, feed them dinner and paint them. Yeah, it was quite, it was kind of crazy, but everybody tolerated it. And the show turned out wonderful because it's energy you're picking up. And just to clarify, because a lot of people want to know, is Ashley my daughter? Is she my lover? Is she who's Ashley? Neither of those.
No.
She's my very good friend.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's much younger, but as soon as we met, we just liked each other. And it was past life. Yeah. Like Ashley kind of mothers me, to be honest. If anybody sort of I allowed to dote after me, it's Ashley. She's the only one I would let do that because I'm actually super stupidly independent.
Yeah.
But if anybody can help me out, with make sure I have my purse and everything I need with me, and I'm kind of like the absent-minded professor. Ashley, she's 12 years now we've known? 13.
Oh my God. 13, 14?
13 or 14. Yeah. Anyway, and I just completely 100% trust her, and it's so wonderful to have somebody you trust like that. And that's why I love working with her in lots of different capacities.
Yeah.
Also, we sort of have that witchiness, which we're gonna now we need to address something
real quick.
So I got somebody sent me a message on Patreon, and I really thank them for pointing it out. And it was concerning Jessie, who's on Dark Outpost, and I can never say her last name, but I apologize to Jessie for that. Sorry, Jessie, can't say your last name. It's hard to say for me, and I muck up names a lot, so I don't want to insult her by saying it wrong. But at first, it kind of hurt my feelings because she addresses her vision of psychics and tarot readers. And she doesn't slag us or anything, but she basically says it's you're channeling demonic energy ultimately, is kind of what I got from it.
Yeah.
But here's my take on that. Just first of all, we'll get to what actually we channel. And of course, some readers, who knows what they channel, but I'll talk to what I channel, and I know I channel, so I've been doing it for 35 years. It's my whole life, so I know what I channel. And I just want to mention that when a person is abused, and Jessie was horribly abused by a whole system in the most horrific ways and witnessed things that most of us wouldn't live through to tell the tale of, and even be able to be human after that. The kind of things she went through, it's a miracle. She's got her own family. It sounds like you can hear children in the background when she's speaking, and she smiles and laughs and loves life from what we can see, and is sharing her knowledge, and that is so crucial. And I will continue to support and really truly love Jessie. I got love for Jessie. But I'm going to disagree with her on that point. But I understand why she comes from the very, very structured and strict biblical ideas she comes from. Yeah. Because in this lifetime, it's only been fresh this lifetime that she came out of the kind of horrific things. And a lot of those things were done by people using the tools that I am using to heal others with. It's totally understandable that she's going to have be squeamish around it. So, and I'm not trying to downplay her opinion. Her opinion is her opinion, but I'm going to say my opinion because it speaks to people doing work like I do, and I absolutely honor and respect Jessie, but I need to speak to that because I completely disagree that there's no way I channel demons. In fact, I know exactly what I channel. I spent years trying to figure it out. I channel spirit So soul essence. So basic, I don't channel entities. Like some people will say, well, they have this guide that comes to them and that guide, or some angel or whatever. No, I don't channel those things. I channel the person's higher self. And it's very clear. It's like their higher self. It's like a way to connect. So tarot cards is a tool, and it could be used for the bad to connect, but it could also be used.
Just like any type of divination, there's good and bad.
For the most on high, right? So the spirit world wanted a way to channel energy directly to people. And, witches, good witches, and healers have been persecuted all throughout time, in particular in the burning times, otherwise known as the Inquisition times.
Yep.
And those people they were calling witches and burning and saying tarot was bad and everything. So we've been through that, lots of times, witches, good witches, right? Because these were people making potions that were healing potions, tinctures, helping people birth their babies, things like women.
Yeah.
And the patriarch wanted to abolish it.
Because it took money away from them. It took away their power, and it kept the people in power, which a lot of the patriarch did not want. They wanted to take that away because then they had control over us.
Repression of the feminine, once again. So my issues, I can see where Jessie comes from with her squeamish feelings around using tarot and things like that and psychics, but I'm deeply offended by Christianity on every level, because if you look at it, it's been used and hijacked entirely by the deep state, dark cultish energies, and so my issues are with that.
Yeah.
So like I got a big bone to pick with that energy. Do you know what I mean? So, because I believe you don't need scripture to channel love energy, universal energy, but some people feel they do. And you know what? That's okay.
Yeah.
I'm getting more okay with it. I came into this world thinking I'm going to take down Christianity. I literally have even been known to say that when I was a little girl. I don't know, because I knew it was hijacked by the darkness. But tarot cards can be used, getting back to that topic, they can be used in psychic abilities for good or bad. And you just have to feel in your heart and use your own intuition. And just because somebody's opinion says it's bad, it's just like me saying scripture is bad.
Yeah.
And frankly, I used to say that. But I'm getting more tolerant. And I hope Jessie does too. As she gets to know us, I hope she gets to see the goodness that we're bringing. Because I've spent 35 years loving people and directly channeling their higher self through the tool. So it's a beautiful, loving tool. And I've learned all my everything I know spiritually came through what I was reading. Other people's souls taught me spiritually how to grow. So a lot of evolution came out of it. So just wanted to say that.
Yeah.
But we love you, Jessie.
Yes.
We love you. And now Ashley and I want to share a dream. We each had a dream, and I've been asking for a dream just to share with, because I get really prolific dreams sometimes. And or at least really revealing dreams. They're not always about a situation that's going to happen, but they do kind of clarify things for me really clearly. And I only get them every once in a while, but they're profound. And I had one of those in the last 2 nights, and Ashley just last night had one. So let's start with Ashley's dream.
Okay.
And I'll try to interpret it in my opinion, and everybody chime in down below as long as you're loving and kind. We don't want any rude comments and haters or anything. No, we don't. We'll take those comments off. But if you have an interpretation or something you see about her dream, please share it as well.
Okay, so yesterday, Monday, I was so emotional, couldn't figure out why. There was no reason, couldn't get my mind together. I just wanted to crawl into bed, and I couldn't figure it out. But I did my best, got throughout my day, and went to bed early. And I had this very interesting dream. It was very real, but I knew it wasn't real. One of those. And in the dream, I was on this party with a bunch of girls. It was all women. I think there was about maybe 2 men, maybe. And I think one was driving the boat. Okay. I don't know. But it was all women, and we were kind of doing these little challenges throughout the day because it was a wine tour, fun boating experience or whatever it was. And one of the challenges as teams was I had to cook a meal for everybody else. And they give you an ingredient and you had to make the meal out of this ingredient. And the ingredient I got was the placenta of an elephant. And in the dream I was like, hey, that's really weird, but I guess I'll see what I can make out of this, because I've never cooked with that. I don't know if anybody has. And it's a very odd thing to actually consume.
Yeah.
So in the dream, I'm like getting it ready, and I'm like almost like gonna force feed everybody this meal, because I'm like, well, you gotta eat it, like, I'm sorry. And then throughout the dream, at one point, I'm not pregnant, not even close to being pregnant at all. I'm actually the opposite of pregnant right now, and pretty opposite of pregnant.
Okay.
But at one point in the dream, I had actually started lactating, and it really caught me off guard. And I woke up and I was like, what the heck? And it took me a couple of minutes to kind of like wrap it around my head, and I kind of already knew the meaning behind the dream, but I had to tell somebody. So I was like, Janine, I need to talk to you now. And of course, we were both blown away when I expressed my dream, and we both realized it was the divine feminine. Those are two very feminine, only feminine experiences. So it just means that I'm connecting, or I'm bringing into this world more feminine energy. And it was just blew my mind. And I've been in complete awe all day, kind of like vibing off this like female high.
Well, one of the symbologies of elephants, they're one of the most loving, nurturing, and as a community, they mourn passed over elephants, sometimes for very long times, and they're very good parents to their young ones.
And the females are the matriarchs. Like the men are around, but the females do everything. Yeah.
Wow.
So it was pretty intense.
Actually bringing the feminine.
Right?
Right? And did you literally, when you woke up, was something literally happening with your breasts? Like you were
No,
saying?
but I thought, I touched it.
It felt like it.
Yeah, it definitely felt so vividly real.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. Wow. Okay. Well, my dream was, I was working in a restaurant. And by the way, for many years while I was studying tarot, I was in the service industry, bartending, waitressing. And so I'm in this restaurant business in the dream, and we were waiting. There was a table, and we were waiting for the occupants of the table. It was like we expected them, but they hadn't been there for a really long time. So they were this regular group of, and get this, otters. So everybody was like wondering if the otters, actual otters, were going to show up. So I really suggest you look up otter energy in the medicine cards. This beautiful deck of cards called the North American medicine cards. I think they just called them the medicine cards. So look it up. You could Google that and find out what otter is representing.
Fun fact, I have it.
Oh, she has it. Oh, good. Yeah.
This. Yeah, it's literally.
That's it. The medicine
I'm
cards.
sure it's backwards, but it literally is just the medicine cards. Yeah.
So that is my first deck I ever got and studied on. Before I even met my tarot teacher and started learning tarot, I studied with the medicine deck. And I'm part two kinds native, but I have French, Irish, Scottish, German, and Yugoslavian in there as well.
Nice
what used to be Yugoslavian. So I've got all kinds of cultures in there, but very much associate with and feel very connected to my Indigenous roots, Canadian Indigenous, and also studied with the medicine man. So the medicine cards really resonated with me. Anyway, so otter. So we were waiting for this group of otters to show up. And but by towards the end of the evening, working in this restaurant, these otters showed up, 8 of them. And they hadn't been there for a really long time. And you know how dreams are. You just know these things in the dream, right? Yeah. And they hadn't shown up. And there they showed up, and everyone was so excited. And there were 8 of them, 8 otters. And they were absolutely having so much fun. So they all sat around the table, or the otter's version of sitting. And they were just like kind of flopping around and playing and being really playful with each other. And all the staff started joining in. And it was the most joyous celebration. And otters in the medicine cards are feminine energy, unconditional love, and playfulness and childlike innocence, basically. Yeah. And there's a lot more to it, but that's a big part of it. And it was like, if you think about the dream, we've been waiting to know if we're on, we're wondering if we'll ever get back to better times, just for starters. So the otters did show up. We were waiting for them. And they're also feminine, so bringing the goddess, because it brought all this feminine energy into the restaurant and all this loving, nurturing. And they were very nurturing to each other, just like women, really good, powerful women nurture each other, and they're not like catty and competitive. They love each other and they hype each other up. And that's what I'm all about with women. I love women, and women are awesome. And it's one of my first lifetimes being a woman. I know I've been a man many lifetimes, and it's so much fun to be a woman and to, hold up all your women friends. It's just part of what I'm like. But anyway, so these otters came, and we will have celebration again, people, and the goddess is coming back. Ashley's dream confirms it as well. Ooh. We've got the sacred feminine to balance this big mess the world's in, because if you think about the deep, dark, cultish, deep state, whatever you want to call it, what Ashley and I talk about on Deep Dive Fridays, that darkness that's been in the world, and we didn't even realize to what extent, but we're learning. That is void of feminine love. Yeah. And that's not just because men have feminine love as well. They do. They have a balance of masculine and feminine to whatever degree, some are more masculine, some are more feminine. Like, that's just human nature. But we've been sadly lacking and purposely repressing the feminine in everything, in every way. And it's just horrifying, and taking away their power, raping and pillaging them, the feminine, just literally and not literally. And it's horrifying, and we need to honor it. And it's equal to, that God isn't some guy in the sky. Okay, he's not a male. Talk about God and Jesus. That's an issue I have with that whole way of speaking about things. It's like leaves out the goddess. Okay, everybody that's even watching this, and everybody birthed, if you came here naturally, you birthed out of a birth canal of a woman. Hello, that's the goddess if there ever was. 100%. And we need men to help us create that life. So it's sacred. There's a sacred energy that comes together with men and women. And that is what we're going to bring that back. And the goddess is coming back, and she's rising up. And all the indigenous communities have been talking about it. And I know in some respect, like the book of Revelations talks about it maybe in a roundabout way. So people are telling me, because I don't read those kind of books. But my instinct is, and the way I understand it, and lots of people understand it, is, she's coming back. And those dreams kind of really showed it. Oh yeah, they really solidified it. Yeah. Well, thank you for letting us chat, and we're going to let you go. Yeah. But we just wanted to have a little chat, because we had a few things we had to get off our chest. Yep. We're good. Yay. We don't channel no demons. No demons channeled here. No. Only love. Only love. Goddess and God energy. Just sacred soul energy, which we're all a part of, by the way. And nobody's below or above. Not even Jesus is more important than you or me, by the way. Jesus was a really evolved soul. And we're all trying to become evolved souls, but that doesn't make him better or more important, by the way. And he wouldn't think so either, by the way. Nope. Anything I ever read about Jesus or heard about Jesus, he's very much into equality. He was. Yeah. Thank you so much. And let us know down below if you're having any interesting dreams and visions, and share them with us. And also look out for my channel. I'll try to link it on this video in the comments. But I'm going to be teaching everybody how to do one of these. Just saying. Yay. Okay. She's already put out a couple of videos, and I've got them on my community. And by the way, the community page, if you're wondering, when you go to the first page of, say, Sending Ravens, right? Just go to the main page where all the videos are posted. And just above, there's all these words going just above. And one of them's, there's videos, there's playlists, I think, home, and then you'll see the word community. Just click on community. And I try to keep people up to date on everything I'm up to in that page. Yeah. And that's where I usually post links. Thank you so much. Bye, guys. Bye-bye.